Okay, next up is our county clerk, Catherine McMullen. Come on up. You ready? Just raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Catherine McMullen,
I, Catherine McMullen,
have been duly elected
have been duly elected
to the office
to the office
of Clackamas County Clerk.
of Clackamas County Clerk.
Do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Oregon,
of the State of Oregon,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and honorably
and honorably
perform the duties
perform the duties
of the Clackamas County Clerk
of the Clackamas County Clerk
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Ceremonial signing here. If you would, and then I will. You have the floor.
Thank you. Chair Smith, Board of County Commissioners, Honorable Judge Wetzel, fellow elected officials, county staff, and voters and residents of Clackamas County. Standing here this evening as your elected clerk, I feel a great honor, immense joy, and critical responsibility to you, the people of our county. I gratefully acknowledge the Clackamas, Chinook bands, Kalapuya, Calumet, Molalla, Multnomah, Tualatin, Tumwater, Wasco, and the many other tribes of the Willamette Valley in Western Oregon on whose ancestral homelands we gather. We recognize their accomplishments as the native stewards of these lands, as well as the diverse and vibrant native communities that are an integral part of who we are today. Without a full representation of everyone's experience, we will never be able to imagine and develop a better future. Tonight, we stand here in what is now Oregon City, the county seat, a county first created as the Clackamas District, one of 4 far-reaching Oregon districts in 1843, redesignated as a county soon after in 1845. Well before Oregon even became a state in 1859. And at this time, Oregon's provisional government designated 3 key offices for local governance: a sheriff to keep the peace, a treasurer to keep the money, and a county clerk to keep and safeguard the public record. The county clerk to this day acts as the official keeper of the county's records and ensures access to local government through conducting elections and managing public records. Obviously, now we have more elected offices. We have 11 elected officials that keep, protect, and serve at the pleasure of the voters. We have 16 incorporated cities, almost 100 special districts, so think your schools, fire, water, parks, and many unincorporated communities of distinct character and culture that make us who we are today. To serve as your county clerk and be a small part of this story of place and people from before Oregon's statehood is a great honor. I'm here only to write a page or 2 of the story in service to the people of Clackamas County. My family and I chose to make Oregon our home and to raise our children here in Clackamas County. We live in Westland, just on the other side of the river. I have a rural upbringing, and the oldest of 3 girls, the daughter of small business owners and a well driller. We lived at the end of a dirt road, and it was the kind of childhood that you take for granted until you leave home for the big city, and only realize then that it was both unique and formative. Neither of my parents went to college, but they made sure that each of the girls did. I have a BA from UC Davis, a first master's in library and information science from the University of Washington, and then from the Hatfield School of Government recently, an executive master's in public administration. I've served as an elections administrator, mostly here in Oregon, since 2015, after being a public librarian for more than a decade. And as a librarian, I helped people find the information and resources they needed to be successful in their lives. Success that's defined by that person for themselves, their families, and their communities. So when I made that move from books to ballots, the same purpose of self-determination carried over into my role as an elections administrator and as a county clerk. My 10-year-old daughter says very simply, my job is to help people vote. And she's right, it really is that simple. My job is to ensure that every eligible voter has easy access to the ballot each and every election, and that each election is conducted accurately, transparently, and securely. I'm committed to serving all the residents and voters in this county. My office oversees elections, recording and records management departments, and the clerk's office is nonpartisan. It's going to be a space where everyone has equal access to quality services and secure elections. If you have questions or you want to learn more about what the clerk does, from elections to records management, real property recording, to soon officiating weddings, I'm here to listen and I'm here to serve. As of tonight, I've been on the job for just over 100 hours. So I think it's time for a status update. In the brief time I've begun to address our most pressing challenges head first. I've hired a highly qualified and dedicated elections manager to bring stability and support to our hardworking elections team. We've immediately moved forward on the March 14th special election for the city of Westland and the May 16th special districts election that's going to be countywide. We're addressing lingering issues from the 2022 elections and putting robust project management, proofing, and support in place. And personally, I'm building relationships with each of my 18 staff in 3 departments, as well as with stakeholders across the county and in our many jurisdictions. We're rebuilding public trust demonstrated through good and effective government. We have work ahead of us. I have work ahead of me. But each of us in this room tonight and in the county has a part in upholding election integrity, strengthening democracy, and participating in local decision-making and governance. I call on you to participate. Register to vote and update that registration when you move. Vote. Vote in each and every election. Local elections are especially important. And if you want to see change, consider running for office. The first day of candidate filing for the May special district election is February 16th, so that's coming right up. Remember, these are your community volunteers who have stepped up to serve on your school board, water district, or fire board. And finally, do find what works for you. Participate, volunteer, be informed, and be an active part of your local government. Use your voice. We're here for you, and we are listening, and it is an honor to serve as your county clerk. Thank you.